Shalom, all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Now if this gets cut short, then Salakia. Now I'm waiting on a call, so I'll do a quick hit. Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Now at this current time, who has power to everyone has power to quote-unquote transgress the laws, but who can change the ordinance? That's what I should have rather said. Who has the power to change even times and laws? Right, this beast man, right, Edom. Right, Daniel 7. Where's the one more stout than all his fellows? Well, we'll get that in a second. I'll search that up in a second. Right, Daniel 7 and 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast. Right, and who would that be? It's not no damn Arabs, man. The fourth beast. Who is that? Daniel 7 and 23. And the answer is Rome, the pagan Roman Empire. Starting with the third beast, that's when really Esau, Edom's rulership took precedence over the earth. And as it says, after Alexander passed, and his servants took rule, each after another, or each after in their own section, in their own location, evils were multiplied in the earth. Why is that? Because they are the wicked, according to these scriptures. Daniel 7 and 23, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Right, and there's proof, even in these scripts, the whole earth was devoured. Luke 2 and 1, and it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. Now at that time, that was probably the greatest feat ever. Now if you look at we'll start with the Greek. Now Alexander, he was as a leopard. Alexander was a swift conqueror. Right, we'll say that. Now we're read Daniel 7. Oh my gosh. I was some technical difficulties, bear with me. Daniel 7. We're at 23, so I'll read it. 24, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Now out of these you have 10 horns, 7 heads, and this is representative of the EU, the European Union, and NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And they would be the modern rulership of Esau, Edom, the so-called European. But if you look into Europa, a different story that. Now the certain places of French, the Louisiana, I can't remember the exact term, Louisiana Purchase or the Louisiana Deal. And you had the certain Portuguese, the Spanish, all in that Iberian or Iberian, Iberian Peninsula. And of course you had the British, right, was Wales, Scotland, Ireland, England, mainly England, right, but the rulership, the central seat there, but the British was another rulership. So who was this? Who came up? It said, who was it? Who was it that came up out and was able to subdue in them areas, Louisiana, New Spain, I believe it was called, which later became Mexico. Who was able to take a footing over them, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. We see that even to this day, as Deontay Wilder would say. Right, we see that with the Max. We see that with the M to the A, to the R to the K. The dialysis quote-unquote machine. The Pentagon coming out with a chip. Right, no fish. But again, Salaki, you have to be careful with saying that word. So forgive me if that's if I get a strike, it's my fault, man. I have to be more diligent. Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And that's what you see Ephraim and Judah. Judah and Ephraim constantly working they ass off for doing overtime just to make ends meet, getting no credit for it. You do all the hard work, and who gets the credit for it? Edom. Right? You hold up your bit, and then they'll fall short in the chain, and then of course it's going to come back on you. But get used to it. Primarily as a man, you just have to learn how to adapt. You have to learn how to adapt and to survive without sinning. Right? Some people say, well, I've got to survive. Doesn't mean you're going to be a sorcerer and a wicked. But you adapt, and you learn how to be as wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And he thought to do it. The times, the Julian calendar, the Gregorian calendar, but they instilled that. Of course it came first, but they instilled that and really pushed that throughout the whole earth. There's rarely you can go to a place that doesn't have somewhat adopt the Gregorian calendar. Even for business, we keep our Sabbaths according to the moon, but for business, certain paydays coming up or certain tax dates, you'd be foolish not to take heed unto the calendar. If your car note or your insurance has to be done by the 12th of this month, then you'd be a fool not to keep on top of that to some degree. It doesn't mean you start reverencing and worshipping Pope Gregory, but you acknowledge that this is the time frame we're on. And again, as a man, you have to adapt, and as a woman, speaking primarily to the brothers, as that's the order. Right, and things change times and laws. Rainbow. Even that, the law. What does the rainbow represent? The bow in the cloud represents the covenant that the Lord would no longer flood the earth. And why did He flood the earth? Because of pure wickedness. So it won't be flooded with water, but no, say it will get flooded with fire, especially Babylon, and it deserves it. And think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into His hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. It says, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away His dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. So who's that? Esau. Your dominion will be destroyed, and ultimately after 1,000 years, so will you. You'll be utterly, Obadiah 1:18. And we look forward to it. It says, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. Now read Psalm 50:5, Psalm 148:14, and that word even means indeed. Right? Indeed, even the children of Israel. That means the saints are the Israelites. So it shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, the Israelites, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey Him. So all dominions, all rulerships, that's where you get the term domestic, the dominos, the house, so the rulership of a house. Now the rulership of the house of David, right, belongs unto the Lord. So that dominion, all dominions will ultimately serve and obey Him. That's a fulfillment of Isaiah 61:5. It says that the strangers and the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. And if you look in a certain version, it'll say those who are not Israelites will effectively serve you. That's what it says verbatim. So it will be given to the saints of the Most High, and will it be given to the believing Vocabites as well? Well, make we see. Daniel 2:44, and in the days of these kings shall the God, the power of heaven, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. And it shall stand forever. So it shall not be left to another people. Meaning what? The people of the saints of the Most High, the Israelites, they're who will get it. And so lucky about that, I had a phone call, but not from who I was expecting. So there you have it, man. The earth is defiled, and they've sought to change the ordinances. And why does it say seek to change times and laws, or laws and times? Because ultimately it can't be changed. The law, the everlasting law, like it says in Baruch. You just get that. And we'll close out shortly. Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Right, so the law endureth forever. And what about the times? Well, the times, there's a clock in the heavens. Right, whether Israel accepts that or not. They want to go on Esau's calendar. They say, no, brother, it's not a lunar Sabbath. It's Esau's calendar. Well, before the Gregorian calendar, how do you know what a Friday is or a Saturday is? Where does it say? Here, Genesis 1:14 and 15, proving that you can't even change the times and laws. Right? You can make it appear as such, but it will always stand. And halalyam said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. Right, so it was so. So although the earth is defiled, we're going to have a righteous kingdom at the end. And the saints, like the Israelites, shall possess it forever. So that's a beautiful thing. And that's what we're waiting on. Faith in Hamashiach Yahawashi and endurance. And these are the things to be practiced along with integrity. The Lord will try your integrity. Shalom. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi.